Hazbin Hotel. It's pretty good, but a lot of people shit on it 'cause Spider-Man says sex 7 times. I've encountered my fair share of bad reviews of this show, one of which I promised that this video would be about. This is not that video. This is about a different bad review. A review that was literally unlisted because of the sheer amount of backlash it received for its size. It was made by small YouTube commentator Neko Koda, someone who seems like an actually respectable person, and also can attack my identity. So I'm just gonna tear the review to shreds. I'm not the first person to have done so, and any aggressive statements are for comedic value and are directed towards a past version of yourself. Keep producing and keep improving. Also, sorry about the audio quality. I'm getting new equipment in a couple months. So we start off with, hold on just a second. Can we ban this? Can we as a community just say no? No. Like, Lily Orchard completely ripped off the H-Bomber Guy titles, and now they're fucking everywhere, and it permeates the cartoon community. And, like, anyone who ever has this as their title, don't even talk to me. So anyways, this video starts out with an actually decent point.
Charlie goes on a news story to discuss her projects, and she talks about slaughter and people not being given a chance. Now, you see here, they set up that people who live in hell are getting killed, and they also have mentions of a turf war. What if I told you they do that all the way for a stupid joke?
I'm gonna kill him.
Too late, Toots. Wait! Would that make me double dead? Where exactly do I go? To double hell? Sorry, you're stuck with me, bitch. Get used to it.
Supplementary media does reveal that the exterminators have angelic weapons that are the only methods of killing demons. These weapons are generally spears, and occasionally they leave these spears behind. Vaggie refers to Angel's actions as territorial genocide, despite having not used these weapons. And even then, when it comes to media critique, I generally disagree with using supplementary media to justify flaws, as any piece of media can just commit retcon after retcon on a whim. So congratulations, Neko. You made one whole valid point in this entire 8.5-minute video.
This character, Angel Dust, who, may I add, is mostly here for cheap gay and sex jokes.
I mean, if you ignore the fact that this character is at the beginning of his character arc and that there is non-supplementary media that showcases that this is his entire character, yes, he is only here for gay and sex jokes.
Oh, harder, Daddy.
Oh, and then there's that. I get it, it's a show for mature audiences, but Angel Dust makes so many sex jokes that not even a middle schooler would laugh at it.
So here she cuts to a montage of 6 sex jokes present in the pilot. A pretty open and shut case, as these are probably just examples and don't even begin to grasp the amount of sex jokes there are. Well, prepare yourselves for a reality check because these 7 jokes are the only sex jokes in the pilot. Look for yourself.
Hey Vivzy Pop, you know saying "can I suck your dick" isn't a joke, right? I'm not saying you can't have lowbrow humor like this, but this is basically the only type of joke Angel Dust makes. I'm not even saying sex jokes can't be done. There's a comedian named Josh Wolf who has whole stand-up routines just about sex and porn bills and masturbation. The difference is, he has twists and turns that actually make it funny and entertaining to listen to, instead of just sex.
The humor involving Angel Dust typically depends on his interactions with other characters, generally showcasing how he antagonizes them and what the results entail. This helps inform his character to the audience, the fact that he is mostly indifferent to the greater purpose of the hotel. He is the uncooperative patient, something that can lead to potential conflict down the road. The 7 jokes you presented all have one thing related to them. They involve Angel antagonizing a character. While you could argue that this is just as bad because it's still a repetition of a joke, may I remind you that the plot of the show is Charlie attempting to redeem a flawed character. Showing the character's flaws is important, and since the show is an animated comedy, it would make sense that they would telegraph his character to us through comedic elements. And since we see Angel antagonize several different characters with different attributes, the humor has different variables thrown in and can remain unique for a time. The sex isn't the punchline, their reactions are.
They then have a scene where you see the hotel itself. One thing to note, Charlie is the princess of hell, yet the hotel is run down. Wouldn't, royalty have a bit more money? This is never explained.
The opening song and phone call scene implies that Charlie has a complicated relationship with her father and that he doesn't support Charlie's hotel. Also, the hotel has been flat out empty, save for 2 weeks where it had a whopping 1 patron. It's just 2 people in charge of it. It would lose its photo shoot ready look after a while.
In this scene, we see Angel Dust feel bad for a split second. Where did that come from? I was under the impression that this dude was a cold asshole, and now all of a sudden he feels sorry for Charlie out of nowhere? That's not how character development works. Nobody flips a switch all of a sudden that quickly for no reason. We then get introduced to a new...
Oh, come on, I had to! My credibility was on the line. I mean, what kind of reputation would I have if people found out I was trying to go clean? It just throws out my entire persona.
Angel Dust says in the car scene that he has to maintain his credibility. As such, he consistently acts like an asshole to people, but it's not emblematic of his real character. See him decide against showing a different side of himself. This isn't him changing at a flip of a switch, this is him acting within his character. This is what happens when you make blatant statements about a character when you've only seen 1 episode of a show. Addict was literally out when you made this, you have no excuse.
We then get introduced to a new character, Alastor, the radio demon. The important thing about this character is he is dangerous. He offers to help Charlie with their hotel. Why? Because he wants to see people who try to get better fail. You know, the exact opposite thing Charlie is trying to achieve.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do, bitch! Yes, we do! Not too long ago, he says he wants the people who come in to crash and burn, and now you're just gonna trust him like that? I get it. Charlie's supposed to be a positive character, but she's just plain stupid. This isn't even only the audience knows it. No, he says it directly to her face that he wants to work against her interests.
Charlie very clearly says that she believes all demons have something good inside, and rejecting Alastor would go against everything she stands for. The fact that this choice is foolish is literally what creates conflict throughout the episode and presumably series. Conflicts create story. Characters generally don't act rationally, otherwise there wouldn't be conflict, but they do act consistently. This decision lines up with their naive, bubbly, and over-accepting demeanor. Why are you upset that a character is acting consistently?
The rest of the pilot is Alastor cleaning up the hotel and making it look better. Nothing really else of substance.
This is the pilot. They're setting up quintessential elements for the rest of the series. Sure, it's not well-paced, but that's what they're doing.
What can I even say about this show? The main character is a bubbly idiot who's reaching for a goal which is literally impossible. And don't give me the excuse that it's an underdog story. The way the pilot is set up, she should crash and burn. The only people working on her hotel either want it to fail or are helping for selfish reasons. My Hero Academia started with an underdog story, but Izuku was given a reason to believe his dream was possible. Charlie isn't given that at all.
At this point, I would genuinely not be surprised if you've never consumed a piece of media before writing this review. There is no other excuse for this complete lack of any type of knowledge on the core elements of storytelling. It's baffling that you're willing to criticize P.K. Russell, but then make a video almost on par with his. Sorry for the outburst. I understand that this is your first review, but this is just bad. It's just bad. I'd advise you to learn more about the elements of storytelling before your next review. Maybe watch video essays. I'll keep your content on my site. Small commentary channels are really cool, mainly because I am one. However, this quote from your video sums your entire review up well.
It would basically need to be remade from the ground up.
You only listed like 10 flaws. Sorry for the long rant. Back to the point. An underdog story is the story of a character who is generally expected to lose because they don't have specific advantages, who, to the surprise of everybody, wins. There's no specification or rule about how little advantages and how many setbacks a character has to overcome, so where are you pulling this from? Secondly, regardless of how inconsistently telegraphed it is, demons are being slaughtered on a yearly basis. Charlie needs to think of a method to stop this from happening, and since Charlie is a heavy optimist, it would make sense that her plan would involve finding the good in everyone. That's literally what her speech and song were about. The reason she believes this to be possible are her own morals and ideals, and also because the only other alternative is death. It's crazy that maybe if you watch the show, you'll understand what is going on.
Why do I care so much, you might be asking? As of today, the pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel has 45 million views, and a very large fandom behind it. But I gotta ask, why? This series is akin to a high schooler's fanfiction in terms of writing.
There's your answer.